Good morning, bestie. I hope you're having a great day so far. Finances are so important to me and was definitely something that I wasn't taught growing up, or at least not taught in the way that I want to teach my daughter about finances and about personal finances and how to manage that. So if any other little single mommies are in my position like me, stick around. And here are some ways that I save money as a mother. So first thing I want to say is children do not have to be that expensive. Nothing I feel like really has to be super expensive. I mean, there are some things, obviously there's some things that we can't sacrifice as humans, like housing, like food, like transportation. Those are our needs to live in the world that we live in right now. But I think for me, the very first thing that I started doing that helped me improve my financial situation was having very specific financial goals, whether that was paying off some debt or if it was saving a certain amount. I think just being very clear with your financial goals makes everything so much easier, because I think the key to being financially stable is making things super simple and simple enough to grasp on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I feel like everyone should know exactly where all their money is going. And for me, I wasn't doing that. Like for a very long time, I would just spend if I had some money. If I needed something, I wouldn't ever budget. It was a lot. I definitely went through a long journey of figuring out what works for me. And I think a lot of it is trial and error as well. So just keep that in mind. So once someone has their financial goals in place, I think it's really important to write a list of everything that you're spending money on currently. What percentage of your income are you spending on wants, needs, likes, and things that you love? So I like to have those 4 categories of like, love, need, and want. And once I have those 4 categories, I literally try to completely demolish my wants and my likes and just focus on my needs and my wants. I just try to focus on my needs and my loves. For example, a need that I have is a phone bill. I need to have my phone, so I pay for my phone bill. Another need that I have is healthy, organic groceries. That is so important to me. That's a need for me and my kid that I just don't sacrifice on. Groceries and the food that I put into my body, don't sacrifice on that. But a want would be like going out and getting coffee outside my house, or even going and eating out. For the whole month of August, I'm going to not eat out, not get delivery, nothing like that. I'm not going to spend any money eating out. I will accept if somebody else wants to pay for it for me, but I'm not going to spend my own money eating outside the house this month, okay? I would like to go out with my friends and that would be fun, but I'm not going to spend no money. I'm not spending no money. I'm just not doing that. I will splurge when I want to splurge and when I feel like there's a reason for it. For example, when I get new equipment to film, I will buy like 3 or 4 mics and try them all out, and then I'll go and return them with the ones I don't want. Like I'll buy a cheap one, a really expensive one, and then one in the middle, and try them all out and see what quality I'm willing to like part with, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll go return the ones I don't use. So I just do little silly little things like that to try and get the best quality for the money that I'm spending. I'm realizing that the people that have great financial habits, they also have good habits in other areas of their life. I'm not saying in every area of their life, but in other areas of their life, they have good habits, which brings us to the next point or the next little tactic that I use to save money, which is hanging around people that are in better financial situations than me, or are in a situation that I ideally want to be in. I try to hang out with a lot of people that have abundance mindset. I always try to hang out with people that I feel like I can learn from in a financial way, whether that's their saving and how frugal they are and how money focused they are, or if someone's super driven and just focus on their bag. I fuck with both of those people. So I think it's really important to just hang around people that you aspire to be like, especially financially. I'm talking about specifically financially, because you want to be able to pick up those habits just from being around them and just having conversation with them. As a mother, you should be saving. As a single mom, I feel that we should be saving 50% of our income. And if that's not realistic and if that's not possible, I feel that we should be choosing different streams of income and just trying different things out on an active basis. I don't think that we should be settling for spending 80, 90, 100% of our income. I don't think that that is healthy. I don't think that's good. I think that we should be at least saving 50%. And on top of that, I also think that we should invest into ways that we can make more money. I think that we should invest our time, but also I think we should invest our money into making more money. I think that we should have trial and error with different investments, whether that's real estate, whether that's the stock market, whether that's learning to do something online and taking a class. I think it is so important to invest in yourself, but also to do research into what you're doing. Take the time, educate yourself. It's your responsibility to educate yourself. And I feel that as women and as people in general, but we are lifelong learners, and we need to be educating ourselves financially. And there's no excuse to not be in some type of financial etiquette course. If you're not happy with your financial state right now and your financial habits, you should be in some type of class. There's so many free resources out there on financial literacy and personal finance. We have to be doing that for our children as well. And we have to be taking responsibility for the fact that we are raising children. Money is very important. It can change the quality and the course of lives. And we need to be better at it and know how to spend and where to save and when to say no and when to say yes. I think that we should always have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. I really think that we should have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. I think that there should be a backup plan, and I think there should be a backup plan. I really feel like the goal is to have an airtight system to where we cannot fail, because single mothers, we are not really structured to support ourselves. Like, in this society, it makes it difficult, and we need to realize and be aware of that difficulty and take the initiative to equip ourselves with the education, with the resources, with the friends, with the knowledge to move the best way possible, and to have multiple plans, backup plans, I think is really important as well. And the last thing, I feel like we need to know how and where to price our time at. I don't think that we should be selling our time for a certain amount. That's just my own personal thing. I feel like as women, that's not benefiting us. To our presence in itself. If you are at a business and there is a beautiful girl at the front, that I feel like is bringing in more customers and more money than what they're paying her. Because if the position is $18 an hour, and she's a beautiful girl who's doing her hair, her makeup, she's advertising and being the face of that company, she deserves way more than $18 an hour, because she's bringing in people, she's bringing in customers. And I think that it's really stupid to think that she wouldn't be doing that. So I feel like as women, I feel like we need to set prices for our time, for our efforts, for our energy. And I do think that we need to fine tune our talents so that we eventually get to a place where we can set any number for our time and our talents and be given that, because women shouldn't have to work that hard. Women shouldn't have to work that hard. Let's be honest. Like, we are going through everything internally to keep the bloodlines going. You know, we are women. We are healing. We are giving life. We are literally filtering the evil out of this society. So therefore, girl, we better be setting our own prices for our time. And I think that that is very important. And learning another thing too is I feel like a woman's worth always goes up with when she chooses herself over a grand offer. Like, I'm talking a grand offer. Like, I'm talking about when a woman chooses herself and her standards and her worth and saying no to an offer that other people would say yes to. I feel like that in itself raises a woman's self-esteem and her worth in whatever market that she's in, whatever industry that she's in. And this is just, these are things, you know, yeah, fuck all that. And the last thing I want to say is just kind of going along with that last point is just to invest your time wisely. When you're setting aside time to work, make sure that you're educating yourself. Make sure you're checking in with your emotions, because I feel like women work best when we are in tune with our emotions and when we're in touch with our femininity. And learning how to fine-tune our talents is the biggest thing I'm trying to say. Know your talents, know yourself, and then know your worth on top of that, because you'll see your talents, you will actively be doing things to fine-tune them and to sharpen your skills. And I think that that whole process in itself is beautiful as fuck. So we got it. If anyone watched to the end, please give me some feedback and let me know how I did and things I can improve upon. Right now I'm really trying to work on my articulation, because I would watch I started doing YouTube videos when I was 18, and I've definitely come a long way as far as being able to articulate myself and make a point and finish a sentence, but I still have a way to go in order to be where I want to be. But with that being said, I just hope that this video helps somebody, and at the very least gives me a little marker point for progression. And I think that in itself is a beautiful thing, and therefore enough for me to continue to make these videos and continue to put myself out there, because it is kind of embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie, especially to talk about finances when I have had such bad financial experiences before in my past. Like, I have not been someone that has just always known what to do with my money and how to get into financial contracts and agreements and things of that nature. But yeah, it is a goal of mine to be open and to talk about this and to honestly just be vulnerable with myself on camera, alone, being here by myself. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.